Live, Vince? Okay. Good morning, everyone. If you would please stand for the academic processional.
Good morning. For the 73rd time, candidates for associate and baccalaureate degrees from Penn State Schuylkill have gathered to celebrate their commencement. All are in their places. The ceremony you are about to see extends a tradition that is nearly 1,000 years old. The academic dress and ritual have their origins in the first English universities of the Middle Ages. While the morning is one of joy and celebration, the commencement ceremony itself calls for dignity and decorum. This is one of the greatest days in a lifetime for our graduates, their families, and friends. Therefore, we request everyone's cooperation in rendering this ceremony the quiet respect it deserves. These exercises for the Spring 2018 are hereby called to order. At this time, would you please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem led by Mrs. Janelle Gruber.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning. I am Dr. Darcy Medica, Interim Chancellor of Penn State Schuylkill. I wish to extend a warm welcome to the members of our graduating class, families, friends, the Penn State Schuylkill Advisory Board members, distinguished guests, alumni, faculty, and staff to Penn State Schuylkill's 73rd commencement. We are extremely proud of the accomplishments of the graduates gathered here today, and we are excited that so many of family and friends have joined us as we send them forth to extend the glory of Penn State. I would like to recognize our campus marshal, Dr. Anita Vickers, Associate Professor of English and Coordinator of Humanities and Corporate Communications Programs. I would also like to recognize the distinguished faculty members who bore the banners representing the campus: Gina Whalen, Lecturer of Business, and Greg Katuki, Lecturer of Engineering. I am also pleased to introduce the other members of the platform party. Mr. John Hart, today's keynote speaker. Dr. Valerie Schrader, Interim Director of Academic Affairs and Associate Professor of Communication, Arts, and Sciences. Attorney Richard Wiest, President of the Penn State Schuylkill Advisory Board. Mr. Carl Rosenberger, President of the Penn State Schuylkill Alumni Society. And Ms. Elise Kaplan, Campus Registrar. Also joining us today, we have Walter McRae, American Sign Language Interpreter. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Elise Kaplan, Campus Registrar, to announce this year's student commencement speakers.
What good is graduation without a little excitement? Good morning, everyone. Since 2006, the candidates of the graduating class have been asked to compete for the honor of representing their class as a student commencement speaker. Each competitor is asked to submit a transcript of his or her speech to a selection committee. The committee, comprised of faculty, staff, and students, then review all of the submissions and select the most appropriate speech. This semester, we felt compelled to have 2 student speakers, one representing the associate degree programs and one representing the baccalaureate degree program. Your speakers for today are Matthew Williams and Caitlin Alamini. Matthew Williams is representing the associate degree program. While at Schuylkill, Matthew has been involved in many activities. He was a member of Thon and a 2018 Thon dancer. He was an actor and a scriptwriter for the Nittany Players and a Lion ambassador. Although Matthew's time included extracurricular activities, he also spent time on his academics, earning dean's lists each semester he was at Schuylkill and is graduating cum laude today. Matthew is from Fleetwood and is here with his family celebrating his graduation. Jody Williams, his mother, Jan Williams, his father, Melissa Williams, his sister, Charlotte Kramer, his maternal grandmother, and Shirley Williams, his paternal grandmother. Matthew graduates today with his associate degree in letters, arts, and science. However, his education is not stopping there. Matthew has already re-enrolled to Penn State to complete his bachelor's degree in digital journalism and a second bachelor's degree in international politics. He's hoping these 2 majors will assist him in completing his dream of working in the national security correspondence realm. Please help me welcome Matthew as our associate speaker.
Thank you, Ms. Kaplan. Let me start by saying how tremendously proud I am to be sharing this exciting day with my fellow classmates, professors, advisors, and staff at Penn State Schuylkill. In addition, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to the family and friends of our graduating class who have come out to show their support today. We, as a university, would be unable to accomplish all the tremendous good that we do were it not for the exceptional generosity of our Penn State supporters and community. When I reflect upon my experiences as a student at Penn State, I experience a range of emotions. From happy to sad, exciting to dull, Penn State has been a second home and haven to me. Re-entering college as an adult learner was a daunting prospect and a difficult decision to make, but ultimately one that has consistently offered me boundless rewards since I chose to do so. If I had to summarize my experiences at Penn State, no, not the textbooks or labs or traditional academic lessons, which were most certainly taught, but those life lessons, which will serve us far beyond the halls of Penn State Schuylkill. I find myself fixating upon 3 tenets. 1, practice gratitude everywhere you go. 2, always aspire to persevere over hardship. And 3, believe in yourself and your own ability to manifest good around you every day. Gratitude is contagious in the best way imaginable. Granting praise where praise is due is a powerful source of inspiration for almost anyone. We, as human beings, are social creatures who desire acceptance and recognition for our efforts. Implementing the words thank you into your daily vocabulary will oftentimes yield extraordinary results personally and interpersonally. When you start to become grateful for all those gifts you do have, rather than fixating upon whatever you feel is missing from your life, your entire perspective will change. Opportunities and gifts previously unknown will come to you, and adversity will come to you more as an opportunity to flourish and grow rather than to succumb and wither. So give freely of your gratitude. Take the extra moment to express thanks to those who have been good to you, and as the law of attraction states, good will come back to you. Being a student is a stressful endeavor. We are the greatest showmen of them all in that we constantly juggle our time between academics, family, work, and maintaining a healthy social life. There are late nights, mountains of research, hours of brainstorming, and if you're like me, more than a few stress tears. Out of that struggle, we as students are presented a tremendous opportunity to show our true colors in the face of adversity. My best experiences taught me that whenever I was feeling particularly down or discouraged by an assignment or class, that oftentimes simply stepping away for a minute from the problem and reapproaching from a different avenue with a fresh mindset often served me greatly. I know one thing for absolute certain though. I was never served by allowing my discouragement to overwhelm me. I always strive to exercise the foresight to seek another way of resolving any error I might encounter, and I'm pleased to report that I have yet to experience any negative results from adopting a positive attitude and giving my best effort towards all my endeavors. Don't be afraid to try something different or off the beaten path. Life is not a one-size-fits-all experience, and success takes countless forms. Finally, believe in yourself and your own power to impact profound, meaningful change in this world. Throughout my life, I've served as my own greatest critic, finding flaw in nearly every success and failure in every triumph. My experience as a student at Penn State has empowered me to break those self-defeating patterns and believe in myself, my dreams, and my own ability to manifest them. I stand here today amongst my fellow graduates, a worthy, empowered, and hopeful individual. I urge each and every one of you to embrace the tools and timeless lessons we've been bestowed by our professors. I apologize. Embrace your own gifts, utilize the tools we've been given here, and impact positive change in the world in which we live. Carry the Penn State name proudly with you, and you're sure to find a warm welcome, long-lost friend, and a faithful companion wherever you go. I would be remiss if I did not mention and extend my gratitude towards my own inspiration for pursuing my degree at this time. My mother, who I'm extremely happy to report is here with us today, was diagnosed in July of 2017 with stage 4 non-small cell lung cancer, which had spread quite aggressively throughout her body. She has faced this hardship with remarkable resilience and unwavering strength. I completed 9 classes this semester alone to bring my dream of my mother having the opportunity to see me walk at my college graduation to fruition. I previously did not intend to acquire an associate's degree. However, my mother's tremendous perseverance in the months leading up to my decision to acquire an associate's wholly inspired me. As it were, I would not be the man that I am today were it not for her own insistence that I always strive to do and be better, believe in myself, and ultimately, never give up. She is a remarkable testament to the strength of positivity and determination, and I can only hope to be half so successful and courageous in my own life as she has consistently displayed to me with hers. It is my distinct privilege to call her my mother and dedicate this diploma to her. Fellow graduates, we needn't look to the future for possibility, though it's bright for certain. We need only embrace those invaluable lessons which we've been so lucky to be privileged at Penn State. Take those lessons and tools and deliver them out into the world with you that we might leave it a better place than we found it. Believe that good things are inevitable and success is imminent, and the promise of tomorrow and our bright legacy awaits. Congratulations, class of 2018. We did it.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Our next graduation speaker representing the baccalaureate degree is Caitlin Alamany. Although Caitlin moved around growing up, she is originally from San Diego, California. However, her travels did not stop there because she then moved to Colorado before coming to Penn State Schuylkill. Caitlin actually graduated in December, and at Schuylkill we don't have a December graduation, but we always welcome our students back for the spring. She graduated in December with a Bachelor of Science majoring in biology. She received the campus's Biology and Chemistry Award in 2016, the Keystone Community Service Award, and the Chancellor and Provost Awards, in addition to other academic scholarships. However, as with Matthew, she was not all about the academics while she was here. Caitlin states she is most proud of her time in the new Tri Beta Biology organization on campus. You'll hear more about that later on. And her time with Thon. Helping Caitlin celebrate her graduation are her mother, Jennifer, her father, Ricardo, her brother, RJ, her aunt, Stephanie, and her grandpa, Tutsu. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. While waiting to attend grad school, Caitlin is working at Penn State Schuylkill as a research assistant for Dr. Brenna Traver. Please welcome me as I ask Caitlin to come forward for her baccalaureate speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, for that amazing speech. To my fellow class of 2017 and 2018, when I decided to write this speech, I honestly had no idea how I was going to start it. I even Googled how to start a graduation speech. What I found is that it is very common to start with an inspirational quote or even your favorite one. Now, I love quotes, so I thought it was a brilliant idea. However, the only quote I could think of had absolutely nothing to do with our achievement here today. So I decided that it's time for us to create our own quotes, to be our own inspiration. What we are doing here today is no easy feat. We have endured 3 to 4 years of 8 a.m.s, too many all-nighters trying to finish an essay due the next day, wondering if it was a mistake to go to that one party, but we are here, and we made it. What we do next and who we choose to be is our choice, and it is our chance to improve not only our life, but the world around us. With that being said, it's okay to be afraid. I know that I am. All I've ever known is school. All I needed to do was get good grades or graduate with honors. But now we are going into the real world. We do not have the luxury of staying in a dorm or getting tuition help from our parents. Now I realize some of us did not have that luxury to begin with or even had bigger responsibilities. Regardless, the time has come for us to put ourselves out there. It's time to apply for a dream job and possibly get rejected or even begin at a startup company. Take a look at the graduate sitting next to you. He or she could be on their way to medical or grad school. There could be a future CEO, FBI agent, researcher, or politician, if you're into that sort of thing. Maybe nothing goes your way for the next year, or maybe you get everything you have ever imagined. Whatever the case may be, never stop. Never stop pushing yourself for the things that you want. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and there's that inspirational quote I was looking for. Do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, because I can reassure you that mistakes will in fact happen. Our actions, our journey, whether good or bad, will improve our lives. Now, some of you are probably thinking, what are you talking about? I know who I am and I know what I want to do. And you may be right, but we are constantly growing and learning new things, whether we continue our education or not. And anyway, rarely anything goes as planned. We never know what opportunities or downfalls could be around the corner. We have to embrace whatever comes our way and go with it. Maybe you decide to take a break and start a family. Maybe you decide to move away from your hometown because your dream job is waiting. No matter what circumstances are, it is your choice. This is our time to try new things and go for it. So to conclude, my fellow graduates, we have a responsibility from this point forward. Be proud. Be proud of your accomplishments and proud that it is our time to pave the way for future generations. We have a chance to make an impact, to make changes, whether it is for one person or for many. I know that it's scary. Heck, I'm scared out of my mind. But I know that it's my time to find my purpose, to make my own inspirational quote. And it's our time to put our stamp on the world. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Matthew and Caitlin, for your remarks today. I am very pleased that you were selected to speak on behalf of your graduating class. At this time, I'd like to introduce our commencement speaker today, Mr. John Hart. John Hart is from St. Clair, Pennsylvania. Mr. Hart attended Penn State Schuylkill when there were only 2 or 3 buildings on campus, basically this building and then the A and the B building. The rest of them were not here. So I took him around campus last night, and I think he was a little surprised about how much is here. And as you can see, we're growing beyond that. We have a lot of construction happening. Mr. Hart then left Schuylkill to complete his bachelor's degree in medical technology at University Park. He also shared with us last night that during his time at school, he conducted or assisted with almost 300 autopsies. So when he went to take his anatomy class, that was a breeze. So Mr. Hart retired this year after an illustrious 3-decade career with the Lehigh Valley Health Network. He is not taking this opportunity to rest, however, and he has started back at Penn State as a student to learn about art and other areas that interest him. He's a wonderful example of a lifelong learner, which is what we hope for all of our graduates. I met Mr. Hart as a result of the partnership that Penn State Schuylkill has with the Joseph F. McCluskey School of Nursing in Pottsville. We offer the first year of classes for students in the registered nurse program at the School of Nursing, and I attend graduation for their program each year to represent Penn State Schuylkill. Mr. Hart spoke to the nursing students at their graduation last year, and I found his remarks to be both down-to-earth and inspirational. I felt that he provided valuable guidance to the graduating nurses, and I wanted to be able to share that opportunity with our students at Penn State Schuylkill as well. Mr. Hart has had a distinguished career at the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Most recently, he served as their Senior Vice President of Medical Operations, where he oversaw physician and executive recruiting, health information management, the Network Office of Research and Innovation, and the Department of Education, in addition to medical staff services. In his retirement announcement at Lehigh Valley, he was called an institution at the network. Prior to his latest post at Lehigh Valley, he had served as the Vice President of Medical Staff Services. His list of professional accomplishments at Lehigh Valley are many and impressive. Considered to be one of Hart's crowning achievements was his leadership in the merging of 5 different hospital medical staffs during the network's expansion. The mergers resulted in the increase of Lehigh Valley medical staff to more than 1,700 physicians and 800 advanced practice clinicians. Hart has served on numerous boards. He is presently a member of the Executive Committee of the Communities in Schools of the Lehigh Valley. He has also served as chair of 3 separate not-for-profit community organizations, the Pennsylvania State and Southeast Chapter Boards of the March of Dimes and the Penn State Lehigh Valley Advisory Board, where he received the Chancellor's Award in 2015. He is also a past member of the Lehigh Valley Physician Hospital Organization, Lehigh Magnetic Imaging, and Lehigh Valley Diagnostic Imaging. Hart earned a master's degree in administration from the University of Notre Dame and a master's degree in biology from Kutztown University, but he has told us that he will always stay true to the blue and white. He is and always will be a Nittany Lion at heart. Though retired from Lehigh Valley, Hart currently works as a consultant on special projects. He is an excellent example of the successes that can come from starting at Penn State Schuylkill, and we are very happy to have him join us today. Mr. Hart.
Do you know what it means when they call you an institution at the announcement of your retirement at the place where you work? It means 3 things. You're old, you've probably been there too long, and they're trying to be nice to you. The linguists in the crowd would also probably point out that an institution is a noun that doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. Thank you, Chancellor Medica. That was very gracious. To all present today, witnessing this life milestone for our graduates, dedicated advisory board members, learned faculty, distinguished guests, and your always loving and supporting family and friends. A big John Hart, Penn State welcome. And finally, to my soon-to-be alums in the class of 2018. The time you've been looking for and counting down the days in anticipation of is finally here. Today is Cinco de Mayo. Dos Equis and Coronas are half price at most places you will go to today. Being serious, congratulations to each one of you. Take the opportunity right now to feel good about yourself and all that you've done. Take that deep breath. You earned it. When Chancellor Medica asked me last year to speak at graduation, I was both honored and humble. I was reluctant at first, but she convinced me that I had a story to tell and that it was something that would be good from a local boy perspective. So here I am. Spoiler alert. For those of you expecting a scholarly academic treatise or wise philosophic suggestions for assured life success by my painting the picture of the future for you, you're going to be disappointed. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Like anything I approach in life, I researched the topic of graduation speeches, as did our other speaker. I sought out and studied the messages given in what are arguably the top 5 best college graduation speeches in the last 15 years, given by the likes of Steve Jobs of Apple, J.K. Rowling of Harry Potter fame, Ellen DeGeneres, comedian and TV host, Joyce DiNatato, famous operatic singer, and Admiral William McRaven, retired commander of U.S. Special Forces. A rather eclectic group, and I would argue that none of them were known as necessarily great orators, so that made me feel good. The second bit of research I did had to do with interest and retention. Researchers found that only 50% of what was said in a 15-minute presentation is remembered at the end. It drops to 25% the next day and 10% a week later. The best I'm hoping for today is that you might remember it was an old Irish guy from St. Clair that gave this speech. So knowing these facts and understanding the messages from these 5 great graduation speakers, I've attempted to share some of my real-life learnings, as Chancellor alluded to, with hopes that 1 or 2 may help you on your delicious journey of life. And it is life and not just work. Work is certainly a large part of it. You can and should make it delicious, just as I have, because, you see, you have control over one thing and only one thing: your happiness. Joyce DiNatato, in her Juilliard School graduation in 2014 speech, said it best. One of the greatest gifts I can give you today, right here, right now, is a single solitary moment in time, is to decide without apology to commit to the journey and not to the outcome. I'll try to frame my discussions around 4 areas: heroes and mentors, education and learning, work, and finally life. Heroes and mentors. Let me discern the difference. Heroes are people that, for the most part, are public figures that you will never come in contact with, or rarely. You most probably have some heroes already, some of which you emulate. 2 of my early heroes in life were Muhammad Ali and Jim Ryan. Most of you know Muhammad Ali as the heavyweight champion of the world, with connections to here in the Lehigh in the valley in Deer Lake, where he had his camp. I used to wave to him in the morning when I was going to school, when I was going down to Bethlehem. And the other one was Jim Ryan. Jim is the first individual in high school to break the 4-minute mile. That record stood for 36 years. He went on to star at the University of Kansas and also in the Olympics. He also finally became a member of the House of Representatives. Carl Sagan was an astronomer from Cornell University, best known for the Cosmos series, the original Cosmos series on TV. I was enamored by each one of them. Ali's quick hands, that I believe were the best of all time. Sorry, Merriweather fans. Ryan, because of his success at a young age in a sport that I loved and participated in. And finally, Sagan, for what I consider to be the best science series teacher of all time. What did I learn from them? Muhammad Ali, that we were deprived of seeing him box during the best 4 years of his life, where he was removed as the champion because of his position in being a Muslim and a conscientious objector. He was arrested, lost his title, and millions of dollars in income during that period. His conviction was eventually overturned by the U.S. Supreme Court. And no matter where you stood on Ali, his beliefs, or his outrageous showman bravado, you had to respect his decision, the legal right, and both the difficult moral and personal decisions he made. My advice to you is find mentor. My advice to you would be find some of those heroes. Carl Sagan showed me that he had an innate ability to take the very difficult scientific and translate it into the everyday lay person's language. This served me well in my life in that I work with physicians and suits, and I was able to tell the suits what disseminated intravascular coagulation was, and in turn tell the doctors what net present value meant. Some heroes learn from them, get new ones as life progresses, and mimic their desirable traits. Mentors. Mentors are probably the most important step you can take in your life to provide honest feedback to you in a timely fashion. While feedback can and certainly does come from family, friends, spouses, and significant others, the relationships with these individuals often provides a hamper to getting honest feedback. I laugh at one of my favorite commercials is Abe Lincoln and Mrs. Lincoln, where she's standing there trying on a dress, and she says, "Abe, does it make me look fat?" And there's poor Abe struggling with his innate requirement to always tell the truth versus hurting his wife's feelings. What you need is to find mentors that will be totally honest with you, and find them outside your direct work. I personally have some mentors today that I meet with every Saturday morning. One is a nuclear engineer, one is a retired college professor, and one is a semi-retired Lutheran minister. Nothing to do with my vocation, but the feedback we give one another keeps us real. So find mentors that will keep you real during life. Education and learning. I'm going to start with an overused phrase, be a lifelong learner. I think it was mentioned already today. For those of you not anticipating continuing the pursuit of a graduate degree immediately, it's probably the last thing you want to hear today. But consider this fact. When you began your degree requirements a little over 4 years ago, the amount of knowledge in the world doubled every 1 to 2 years. Today, it's every 12 hours. You will need to stay abreast in some fashion or risk getting passed by the younger individuals sitting in those chairs 4 years from now. Let me share my own experience here. I never intended to go to college. I didn't want to. I accepted a position at the Pottsville Hospital, an 18-month training program, and began that program. I loved it. I loved the lab. But I found out that it wasn't providing me all that I needed to know. My father passed away that year, and my mother said to me, "John, you should take some of the insurance money and go to college." And quite frankly, it was the first time I could afford to go to college. I sent my college board scores to 3 schools: Penn State, Penn State, and Penn State. I bragged to my daughters that I got my first choice. By the way, tuition was $180 back in those days. But there was only 2 buildings here. Okay. You're paying for more now. As with over 50% of you graduating here today, with the exception of one uncle, I was a first-generation college graduate. That Penn State degree created an appetite for more learning that continued through 2 master's degrees and beyond. It served me well in my vocational trajectory. And even today, as Chancellor Medica mentioned, I'm taking courses beginning this summer in areas that I never touched upon in my bachelor's degree. Work. Let's start with the ultimate, often quoted phrase. Find something that you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. The key phrase here is find something you love to do that pays you at least a minimum to live on, and hopefully start to pay off your educational loans. Hart rule number 102. They used to call me Gibbs at work because I had rules for everything like Gibbs on NCIS. If you go to work for more than 3 days in a row not wanting to go to work, it's time to look for another job. In 1999, I had to change Rule 102 to 2 weeks because we had a particularly bad year and a boss that was being very difficult at the time. So it was a 2-week period that I didn't look forward going to work. But seriously, if you're going to work for a long period of time, not enjoying what you're doing, it's time to move on. Steve Jobs, in his Stanford University graduation speech in 2005, stated, "I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is true for your work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle." And finally, in the area of life, here are a few of my nuggets. Tell the truth. While this sounds self-evident and intuitive from all aspects of life, you will be surprised out there how often in the corporate world truth sometimes takes a back seat, with people trying to self-promote or protect the organization from failure to be ethically and morally correct in the pursuit of profits. Telling the truth also means not withholding the truth. If you know the answer is going to be no, tell people that. You don't have to be crass in doing it, but the receiver might not like you telling them that, but they will respect you later for being honest with them. I was respected at my place of employment and was known as a straight shooter because I didn't hold back. And the last thing you ever want to say to someone, this is business vernacular, is, "We'll take that under advisement." Okay? When really you're not, and the answer is no. So be upfront with it. Hart's Rule 109. It ain't easy doing good. I've been named personally in 13 lawsuits. Remember what I did, hired doctors and was responsible for terminating doctors. I had the joy of being sued under the Sherman Antitrust Act and was a defendant in front of the Supreme Court of the United States of America, and also sued under the RICO Act. My mother was very proud of that one. I would point out none successful. It comes under, it ain't easy doing good. Fortunately, the suits were not successful, and I had an employer and medical staff that sets high standards that were willing to terminate individuals that did or potentially would expose our patients to harm. get fired. Now, I don't suggest you do this right away. But I will tell you, it is the best thing that ever happened to me. There were 3 great learnings from it. The first is not to look at jobs through rose-colored glasses. I had just completed my first master's degree, was looking for another employer to give me time off in the summer to go to University of Notre Dame in the summer, and I found someone willing to do that. Unfortunately, I ignored the whistles and bells that were going off that said, this is not the place you want to be at, Hart. And I didn't make the 3 years that I committed to there. The takeaway lesson there is don't look through rose-colored glasses, and have 2 of your outside mentors give you their opinion about a job before you take it, outside mentors. The second and perhaps most rewarding life lesson there was knowing who I was. I had permitted myself to become too much the persona John Hart, vice president, versus John Hart, husband, son, and soon-to-be father. I had let myself become too much the false, temporary identity and not the ones that are important and that I would always be. Right now, my most important role is Anna and Sophia's granddad. They happen to be here today. The last learning I had from being fired was that it forced me to try something I wouldn't normally do. I started a business outside the relatively safe world of institutional health care. I had a wonderful opportunity to have a number of SLEs, as I call them, super learning experiences, most of which were what not to do. Ellen DeGeneres, in her 2009 Tulane University graduation address, stated, "It was so important for me to lose everything because I found out the most important thing is to be true to yourself." Ultimately, it's what's gotten me to where I am. I don't live in fear. I'm free. I have no secrets. And I'll always be okay because no matter what, I know who I am. 2 more points and I'm done. Tell people what you want to do in life. I was a mentor in an Institute for Physician Leadership program that I mentored a physician for a 2-year period. The thing that has surprised me the most in almost every other doc that I did this for is their inability to tell appropriate people about their dream tape playing in their head. What's a dream tape? It's that dream that keeps playing in your head between your ears that only you can see. You've got to let people know about it. Now, it's not necessarily something you want to tell your boss, but you need to tell other people about it so they know that if an opportunity comes up, that Joe was really interested in something like this. And opportunities do pop up unpredictably, so you need to sensitize people. Tell them a couple of times. I had at least 4 people that went on and did different work besides direct clinical care as a result of discussions that they had with me. And finally, make your bed every morning. Admiral William McRaven, in his alma mater at University of Texas graduation speech in 2014, said, "If you want to change the world, start by making your bed first thing every day. It will be the one task that you've completed and will regiment you into completing many tasks. It is the first step in changing the world, and even if you have a bad day, you can come home to the pleasing sight of a well-made bed." The lesson is, it's the small things in life that make the difference. Take those first steps every day and don't wait for the world to come to you. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your delicious journey through life, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. Sorry. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with Penn State Schuylkill this morning. As a token of our appreciation and a recognition of your contributions today, allow me to present you with a memento of our campus on behalf of the entire Penn State Schuylkill community. Thank you so much. At this point, I would like to call Dr. Valerie Schrader, Interim Director of Academic Affairs, to the podium for the presentation of the honors recognition.
Every commencement ceremony features a very special recognition of students who have taken full advantage of the educational and research opportunities at the university. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you turn to pages 7 through 9 of the printed program. At Penn State, we regard outstanding scholarship as deserving of high public recognition. You will see the members of the class who are graduating with scholastic distinction. This includes those who are in the top 12% of their graduating class in their respective colleges. Please rise when I announce your names. The following students are graduating cum laude. Sydney Hoopman, George Lesko, Jacqueline Mengel, Joelle Moyer, Quentin Moyer, Kristen Perhonich, and Matthew Williams. The following students are graduating magna cum laude, wearing a blue honor cord. Heidi Salamone, Sarah Samatos. The following students are graduating summa cum laude, wearing blue and white entwined cords. Rebecca Akins and Caitlin Alemany. Students enrolled in the Penn State Schuylkill Honors Program take 7 credits of honors courses per academic year. The following students are graduating from Penn State Schuylkill's Honors Program and are wearing gold cords. Please rise as I announce your names. First year certificate, Alexandra Scheide. Second year certificate, Rebecca Akins. Kristen Perhonich. Third year certificate, Rafe Dolbin. Quentin Moyer. Fourth year certificate, Sydney Hoopman. Duncan Noble. And Angelique Rice. Theta Chi Theta is Penn State Schuylkill's chapter of Tri Beta, the National Biological Honor Society for undergraduate students who achieve superior academic records and have a major interest in the life sciences. Students must complete 3 biology courses with a letter grade of a B or higher in all 3 courses and maintain an overall 3.0 cumulative average. These students are wearing a green and red cord. Please rise as I announce your names. Caitlin Alemany. Stephanie Jenshur. Quentin Moyer. Duncan Noble. Kristen Perhonich. And Alexandra Scheide. The following students have been inducted into Alpha Sigma Lambda Honor Society, an honor society for adult learners who have completed at least 24 credits at Penn State Schuylkill with a 3.2 or higher cumulative GPA and have adult status according to Penn State requirements. These students are wearing a burgundy and gold cord. Please rise as I announce your names. Rafe Dolbin. George Lesko. Jacqueline Mengel. Kristen Perhonich. Angelique Rice. Heidi Salomon. And Sarah Samatos. Undergraduate and graduate students who have honorably served, are serving, or are commissioned to serve in the U.S. military are wearing red, white, and blue entwined cords in recognition of their duty and sacrifice. The cords are given to eligible graduating students in the following groups: active duty, Reserve and National Guard service members, veterans, and graduates receiving a commission through the Reserve Officers Training Corps and official U.S. Armed Forces recruiting programs. The following students are graduating with military recognition. Please rise when I announce your names. George Lesko. Jacqueline Mengel. And Duncan Noble. Congratulations to all of you.
One of the most valuable assets of Penn State Schuylkill is its prestigious advisory board, a distinguished group of area business, government, and community leaders who assist the campus administration in a multitude of ways. We are grateful for the commitment and dedication of our board and the members to our Penn State Schuylkill. I would like to take a moment to recognize the following members of the Penn State Schuylkill Advisory Board who are joining us today. Mr. Robert Carl Jr., Mr. Carl Rosenberger, Mrs. Carol Field. I would also like to introduce the board's president, Attorney Richard Wiest, who is joining us and will now speak on the board's behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Medica. Good morning, academic leaders, faculty, staff, graduates, and our guests here today. I'd like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all of the graduates and their families on this monumental accomplishment. Each of the graduates should not only be proud for what they have achieved, but also feel excitement for the wonderful experience that are ahead. The educational degree which you've worked so hard to obtain will be the key to unlock many doors of opportunity and allow you to flourish, expand your mind, and contribute to the communities at large in which you will ultimately come to reside. The Penn State Advisory Board is a group of community leaders who work together to provide advice, direction, and support to the campus administration on the needs and feedback of our local community. The board is an advocate and supports all facets of the mission of this campus, including academic programs and degrees, housing, and student services, as well as this wonderful physical plant that is in great shape today for this wonderful event. Regularly, the board awards research and scholarship support to a member of the Schuylkill campus faculty. These awards assist the faculty in research activities and instructional development. In addition, the board is also involved in campus fundraising efforts and supports the efforts of the Chancellor and her administration. In closing, on behalf of the Schuylkill Campus Advisory Board, congratulations to all of you. May your successes be plenty and your endeavors be fulfilling and bountiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Wiest. And on behalf of the entire community, I also want to thank you and your fellow board members for your dedication in serving Penn State Schuylkill. And now I turn to my official duty. We are at the point in the ceremony that you have all been waiting for, the conferring of degrees. By virtue of the authority vested in and as approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, I am authorized as a designee of the President to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned, as certified by the appropriate college faculty and dean. Assisting us in awarding the undergraduate degrees today is Dr. Valerie Schrader, Interim Director of Academic Affairs.
Will all undergraduate degree candidates please rise? Chancellor Medica, I have the honor to present as worthy and approved candidates for the various undergraduate degrees those who have met the academic requirements of the university for such degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon each of you the degrees which you have earned. In testimony of this, you will receive a diploma admitting you to all the privileges, honors, and responsibilities of this degree. As graduates of Penn State Schuylkill, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps. Please be seated. Will Dr. Anita Vickers, Commencement Marshal, and Ms. Elise Kaplan, Campus Registrar, please come forward to present the degree candidates. As the candidates for each of the degrees are presented, will the representative of the respective programs please come forward to greet the graduates, and will each graduate please come forward to receive recognition as your name is read by the Marshal. Afterward, please return to your seat. Faculty will be available for photos at the conclusion of the ceremony.
Candidates for associate degrees. University College, Associate in Science, major in Business, Stephen Andelin, Program Coordinator, Andrea Slaughterback. University College, Associate in Science, major in Human Development and Family Studies, Ann E. McCurry, Program Coordinator. Angela Mobley. Caitlin Siegfried. Tiffany Spalti. Samantha Wise. Shahira Womack Newman. Associate in Arts, major in Letters, Arts and Sciences, Anita M. Vickers, Program Coordinator. Cole Schwalm. Matthew Williams. Matthew is also graduating cum laude. This concludes the conferring of associate degrees. Candidates for baccalaureate degrees. Intercollege programs, Bachelor of Science, major in Business, David Christian, Associate Vice President and Senior Associate Dean for Academic Programs. Johnny Gray. College of Engineering, Bachelor of Science, major in Computer Engineering, Thomas Laporta, Director of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. Jonathan Dahl. College of Health and Human Development, Bachelor of Science, major in Human Development and Family Studies, Ann C. Crowder, Dean. Christina Liptak. Capital College, major in psychology, Corey Shear, program coordinator. Rachel Ebling. Tiffany Franz. Alexa Goldberg. Carly McGovern. Angelique Rice. Angelique is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Kayla Ricci. Heidi Solomon. Heidi is also graduating magna cum laude and with a minor in criminal justice. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Sarah Samadas. Sarah is also graduating magna cum laude and with a minor in criminal justice. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. University College, Bachelor of Science, major in Administration of Justice. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Rebecca Akins. Rebecca is graduating summa cum laude and also with a Bachelor of Arts major in psychology. Tabitha Borchik. Tabitha is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Cara Brennan. Cara is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Tevin Clark. Tevin is also graduating with a minor in history. Justice Dimitro. Justice is also graduating with a minor in psychology. Corey Shear, program coordinator. Matthew Hosnauer. Sydney Hoopman. Sydney is also graduating cum laude and with a minor in psychology. Corey Shear, program coordinator, and Sydney is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Okay. Kyle Kalatis. Matthew Keller. Christopher Kreider. Matthew Moffett. McKenna Rashanan. McKenna is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Andrew Severchek Jr. Andrew is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Gaetano Visconti. Gaetano is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Kenneth Woodford. Kenneth is also graduating with a minor in political science and a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Bachelor of Science, major in biology, Rod Heisey, program coordinator. Caitlin Alamani, I'm sorry. Caitlin is also graduating summa cum laude.
It's okay, I messed it up too. So
Stephanie Genscher. Joshua Lightgeb. Quentin Moyer. Quentin is also graduating cum laude. Thomas Oakhill. Kristen Prohanich. Kristen is also graduating cum laude. Nicole Sacco. Alexandria Scheide. Bachelor of Science, major in business, Stephen Andelin, program coordinator. Stephanie Killian. Michael Kuperovich. Kenyon Major. Jared Motter. Jacqueline Mengel. Jacqueline is also graduating cum laude. Joelle Moyer. Emily Potts. Dakota Pratiskich. Marcella Sheeler. Bachelor of Arts, major in corporate communications, Anita Vickers, program coordinator. Emily Browell. Erica Myers. Bachelor of Science, major in Information Sciences and Technology, Eleanor M. Madigan, program coordinator. Rafe Dolbin. Rafe is also graduating with a minor in Civic and Community Engagement. Eleanor Madigan, program coordinator, and Rafe is also graduating with a minor in Security Risk Analysis. George Lesko. George is also graduating cum laude. Drew Murphy. Drew is also graduating with a minor in Civic and Community Engagement. Eleanor Madigan, program coordinator, and Drew is also graduating with a minor in business. Stephen Andelin, program coordinator. Tosin Olangunju. Bachelor of Science, major in psychology. Corey Shear, program coordinator. Lydia German. Lydia is also graduating with a minor in sociology. Ronald Kelly, program coordinator. Triana Graff. Duncan Noble. Okay. John D. Toe, Jr. This concludes the conferring of baccalaureate degrees.
Congratulations. As you leave Penn State Schuylkill, please know that we are proud of our new alumni and want to serve you well. Mr. Carl Rosenberger, president of the Penn State Schuylkill Alumni Society, has been instrumental in ensuring that Penn State Schuylkill alumni maintain an active and engaging role within the university. Through his leadership, the association has thrived. Mr. Carl Rosenberger.
Thank you, Dr. Medica. Congratulations, graduates. I am Carl Rosenberger, the president of the Penn State Schuylkill Alumni Society. The Penn State Alumni Association celebrates your success and welcomes you to a proud network of Penn Staters. Your Alumni Association is powered by pride. More than 174,000 alumni and friends like you keep their connections to our world-class university strong through membership in the Penn State Alumni Association. Today, on behalf of the Alumni Association, I am honored to share our graduation gift to you, a one-year free membership in the Penn State Alumni Association. Your membership keeps you in touch with Penn State and connects you with more than 300 geographically diverse alumni chapters, interest groups, and college and campus societies. No matter where you live, what you've studied, or what campus you've attended, we have a group that matches your interests. After graduation, once you've settled, reach out to your local Penn State alumni chapter. Your Penn State family will be happy to hear from you. And in the coming years, when you visit Penn State, we hope that you will enjoy your time on campus and stop by the alumni office at Penn State Schuylkill or the Hintz Family Alumni Center at University Park. With that, I would like to ask our new graduates to please rise. Would all other Penn State alumni here today please rise as well? It gives me great pleasure to induct all graduating students of the Pennsylvania State University into the Penn State Alumni Association. Congratulations. Welcome to the Pride. Please be seated.
Before I begin, I would like to take a moment to thank all of those who have spoken this morning. We are truly moved and inspired by the voices of our student speakers, our Alumni Society President, Carl Rosenberger, Advisory Board Chair, Rick Wiest, and today's keynote speaker, John Hart, who is and always will be a Nittany Lion. Good morning and welcome to Penn State Schuylkill's commencement ceremony for the graduating class of fall 2017 and spring 2018. I want to welcome our academic colleagues, distinguished guests, Penn State Schuylkill Advisory Board members, dedicated staff, loyal alumni, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduates. I am honored and privileged to speak to you on this milestone occasion. To our graduates, you are joining nearly 21,000 alumni who have attended Penn State Schuylkill, and more than 700,000 who have earned degrees from the Penn State University. This moment represents the culmination of years of hard work on your part, the capstone of a journey that has brought you to this significant juncture in your life. You now have a degree from Penn State, which consistently ranks among the best universities in the world. I offer my sincerest congratulations to each of you for this significant and life-changing achievement. For most of you, your time here has probably flown by. Your hard work, your dedication to learning, your commitment to achieve, all of these have brought you to this momentous milestone. You now have a strong foundation to face the challenges of tomorrow. You have shown great perseverance to get to this day, and this commitment will serve you well as you go forward. You must build upon this resolve to advance forward in the face of unknown challenges, as the future is most certainly filled with uncertainty. Your faculty have taught you to think critically, provided opportunities for engaged scholarship, and guided and mentored you throughout your time at Penn State Schuylkill. Your strong academic experience will help you to excel in an increasingly global marketplace. I am excited for the future of this graduating class. Some of you will continue your education in graduate or medical school. Others will continue at Penn State Schuylkill for another degree or at another institution to complete additional degrees in diverse fields, including journalism, radiology, psychology, and marketing. Some of you will embark on a career in your chosen field for employers which include the Berks County Courthouse, NASA, Lockheed Martin, and others. Some of you will serve your community and your country by entering the police academy or the Air Force. Many of you are still working on the details of your next steps, and we look forward to hearing about your future successes. Today's youth, including you, want to be difference makers in the world and change the world for the better. Some of you will go out into the world and have a major impact and perhaps be a leader or a participant in a big movement. But most of you will make a more subtle but nonetheless important contribution to the future. These words are often attributed to Mahatma Gandhi. In a gentle way, you can shake the world, and I'm sure you will. As you strive for a life of contribution, compassion, and consequence, remember the words of the late author, poet, and Renaissance woman Maya Angelou. I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with a catcher's mitt on both hands. You need to be able to throw something back, and I'm sure that this class will throw back. I challenge you, as you move to the next chapter in your story, to continue your passion for lifelong learning, which we've heard throughout today, to be educated citizens, and to continue to change the world, as so many of you have done during your time at Penn State Schuylkill. We are very proud of you and all that you have accomplished within the classroom and beyond. There are so many in the audience who have contributed to your success. I want to take this time to acknowledge the parents, family, friends, spouses, and others who have provided counsel along your journey and supported your dreams. We owe them a great deal, and we are grateful for their commitment to you. I also wish to express my appreciation for our talented faculty and staff who have been teachers, advisors, friends, and mentors in your educational pursuits. You all are equal partners in today's celebration. Thank you for your commitment to higher learning and to contributing to the success of all of these amazing students. You are now counted among the newest group of Penn State alumni. This is a significant and meaningful cohort of leaders, thought-provokers, and pioneers of future innovation. Penn State alumni lead Fortune 500 companies, serve as governors, earn the Nobel Prize, author best-selling novels, and direct humanitarian efforts across the globe. I am confident that this graduating class will have equally productive, inspired, and successful lives, bringing much honor and glory to Penn State Schuylkill and to the rest of the university. The Penn State Alumni Network is a resource that I encourage you to explore. As you just heard, Penn State has the largest active alumni association in the world. That means that no matter where you go, you are likely to find another Penn Stater, even in the most remote of places. This connection can open many doors for you, from searching for jobs to making social connections if you move to a new area. I encourage you to stay involved and stay connected, and reach out to Penn State Schuylkill and let us know how you're doing. We have many opportunities to give back to the next generation of Penn State Schuylkill students, and they have much to learn from you. As we say goodbye for now, it is surely bittersweet. However, we are very proud to have taken this journey with you. We are grateful to have had the opportunity to welcome you into our lives and hearts, and that you chose Penn State Schuylkill. There is nothing that pleases me more than when my former students return to campus and I have the opportunity to listen to all the wonderful stories of personal growth, career success, and outstanding citizenship that they have to share. So wherever life takes you, remember to stay in touch with the lifelong friends that you have met here, and please do stay in touch with your alma mater. Come back and visit our campus. We want to hear from and about you. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you. This is your big day. to reflect, to reinvigorate, and to celebrate. Thank you.
Will you please stand and join in the singing of the Penn State Alma Mater, which will be led by Mrs. Janelle Gruber. You will find the Alma Mater listed on the inside of the front cover. I'd like to take this time to thank our sign-in language interpreter, Walter McRae, and our instrumentalist, the Pottsville Brass Quintet. A reception honoring our graduates will take place on the Mall Walk immediately following these proceedings. Please join us for light refreshments. The recessional will conclude our 73rd commencement exercise. The audience is requested, however, to remain in place until the faculty and graduates have processed from their chairs.